Here we are outside for module 13.2, and you can see my beautiful work truck here. It's literally a hurricane day. Hurricane Helena or something is hitting right now as I'm doing this module. But you can see the truck, and you can see this is my F-250, here's the 150, but we put these logos on the corners like that. Better to have little logos than the big ones and to wrap it. Even though I do have some wrapped vans and you're gonna have options to wrap, you have to be weary that, like, especially in like Miami, like crazy places, there are people that will purposefully get into accidents with trucks that have companies because they want to have like some sort of lawsuit and like try and get money from you. So just be careful of that. Like that happen, like Miami, that's like a big thing. It actually happens there. I've got my trusty ladder in here. For estimates, I like a 20-foot ladder. For normal estimates, you can get on pretty much everything with a 20-foot ladder. You'll get on any commercial and any one-story house. If you're doing a two-story, you'll either need two ladders to go from one story to the other, or you'll need a bigger ladder for the 2 stories, or you can use a drone. A lot of the times for estimates, you won't need a 2-story ladder. Like I barely ever need one unless I'm doing a high commercial estimate and there's not attic access or like roof access. A lot of the commercial buildings also have like built-in ladders, so you won't necessarily need that. I have my toolbox here. It has a bunch of my stuff in it, just basic tools. But the ladder, it's very important. Use a ratchet strap to tie this thing down. I've lost ladders on the highway before when you're just using regular bungees and that's it. Make sure you have something that locks in because it's really scary when a ladder flies out of the back of your truck. And I'm not the only one. I've had other guys that has happened to too. The toolbox, I like to just keep some basic cleaning stuff in here. Paintbrushes, bungee cords, blue tape, caution tape. These are the types of things I keep in my toolbox. A lot of that is more like project manager stuff than for sales purposes. But I do like having a cleaner and like Gojo, for instance, in my toolbox. Because when you're doing estimates, you can very easily get like bull on your hands. And it's hard to get off. So make sure you have good cleaners to get that crap off your hands. Other things I keep in my truck. I like to keep tape measure nice and handy. I just keep it right here at my door. I keep some construction gloves. I keep rags in case I need to like wipe my hands off if I get bull on my hands, so I'm not getting bull all over my truck. Because you can see I keep my trucks pretty nice. A lot of my guys trash their trucks and they just get bull all over the place. I don't really understand that. I'm a pretty clean person, but a lot of roofing guys are not. You see I've got some blue tape right there. So you can just never have enough of like the painter's tape. Other things I keep in my very accessible area here is a spotlight. You're gonna need this for the attic. I keep a charger also for the spotlight in the truck because this thing dies all the time since I'm going into so many attics. I also keep this guy here, moisture reader. You can use this on drywall, on wood, on concrete, different surfaces to test if there's moisture in it. I'm so experienced that I usually like don't need it, but it's good to have just sometimes to prove a point. Keep business cards. Keep a whole box of business cards right here in my truck in case I need it. I also have simple things like tissues. I have a little first aid kit in here. I keep this little thing, which is nice, from Gulf Coast. It's just a color card thing. This is actually really good for estimates because even though I have like a brochure that I'll show you in a second that has all the colors in it for sales, this is best for repairs. Like if you need to match a color, if you're doing a metal roof repair and you're like, I'm not sure which grade this is, then you can grab this color card thing here and then just bring it up on the roof with you and put it down and test the different colors next to the metal so you can make sure you're getting the correct color. I have one of those also for gutters. This one's actually little metal tablets for gutter colors. So these things are great for that kind of thing. This tool is awesome for estimates. It's just a prod tool. Literally there's a razor on one side and then I've got this little hand prod here. There's nothing like showing clients that they have a leak, like being able to stick something into a hole and be like, here's your hole, here's where your water's coming in. So this little prod tool is awesome. Also, you can check seams with it and it won't break them, but you can check seams to see, okay, is your flat roof wide open? Did the self-adhered not take because maybe they didn't put weights over it? That's what happens. A lot of time people won't prime metal, or people won't use weighted rollers and stuff like that. So this tool is also like, this is one of my favorite tools for estimates. That little prod tool for your hand. I have a big one too that I keep, which I'll show you in a second. But the big one is more for project management, because you don't want to be like bending down all the time, than for estimating purposes. This thing here is incredibly important. Trash bags. If you're in roofing, your guys always need trash bags no matter what. If you have a kid too, you need a car seat. I've got my wheel here for measurements in case there's too much tree coverage and I can't use the roof R. You may need to use the wheel, or for your calibration measurements. I have right here my power drill, very simple power drill. I'll keep my hammer and stuff like that in there, just basic hand tools. I also keep this little lunch box that I got from Polyglass here, and I have safety equipment in it. In this box, I'm not going to open it because it's a pain to close it, and I only have one hand, but I have a safety helmet. I have a construction vest. I also have a personal fall arrest system, so I've got my harness in here. Very important to keep harness on site in case you need it. And then also the construction stuff. You never know what sites you're going to visit on a daily basis. And some construction sites will require you to wear a helmet, a hard hat, a vest, like a safety vest, that kind of stuff. So they'll require that. We'll get into this bag in a second. That one's pretty important. Under the truck here, this is where I keep a lot of my other estimating stuff. You can see here, this is for signs. I keep signs in here. I keep extra shirts in here also for the guys, because a lot of the times I'll come to jobs and they'll have like shirts from other companies from when they used to work at other companies on. Like, come on, man, take that off. So I always keep shirts in here just in case. Perkins Roofing shirts. You always keep them on deck. I also keep right here, you see I have a fire extinguisher here for torching, just in case. For the truck, it's important to keep truck stuff. So keep an air pressure air thing for your tires, because obviously like in construction, we're driving around. It's pretty easy to drive over nails. Perkins Roofing hats too, keep those. I have a second measuring tool too. 1 is none and 2 is 1, in case you lose something. So always keep 2 of everything. Insulation right here. Here's a sample of insulation in case someone wants to see it. Other things I keep, these little things here that show like the shingle colors. You can get these from Certainteed or whoever for free. I have Polyglass ones too, Poly Anchor. So I just keep samples of the products that I'm generally installing. Like you see, I have Poly Fresco right here. I have Polyglass TU Plus and TU Max. I like to use, even though I only install TU Plus, what I like to do is I keep the TU Max and the TU Plus, because I like to show people the difference between the 20 mil or the 60 mil and the 80 mil. And I'll be like, look, most people are installing 60 mil underlayments. Even like some of the synthetics are only like 45 mils. They're crap. So I'm like, here, test these 2. Try to rip them. You can't rip the 80 mil. You can't rip the 60 mil. So like, I like to just let people play with these things. I also keep these little metal cards in here. Again, these little metal cards are great for like showing people what kind of metal color you like, because these are actually like reflective versus the magazines. I keep in here like sample coatings. Like this one's a Kemper, so you can show people what the actual like coating feels like. You can play around with it. But there's like a Kemper one here. I've got a Polyglass one for sample coatings. You can see I keep samples of XFR in here, TU Plus, MTS, Elastobase, Polyfresco. I've got even TPO samples in here too. I'll show TPO and I'll be like, hey, look, check out this TPO versus the Polyfresco. Which one's thicker? And I've got a fleece back TPO even too in here. But I have all my samples so that I can show people various materials and they can pick what they like. I keep magazines in here too for tiles. So I have tile brochures in here, and I have metal brochures. The metal brochures are important because people like to see the different colors. So I keep these metal brochures in here, and I like to also show them the different types of panels, because a lot of the time if you're selling, people be like, I want a metal roof. Well, you know, there's like, look at all these different types of panels. What kind of metal roof do you want? You want exposed fastener? You want key style 5E? Or do you want standing seam hand bent? Huge difference in price. It's like double the price. Same thing, like you want galvanized metal or do you want Kynar coated? Galvanized is way cheaper than Kynar coated. Or if you have to go with aluminum because you're near the water, then you're spending way more money. But I see dummies putting like galvanized steel right on the water all the time. And they're like, oh, well, it's a metal roof. Okay. You have to educate your customers because people are stupid, and you can never win on price because people do stupid stuff that is cheaper to try to get the job. So you're never going to win on price. You have to win by educating your customer appropriately. The last thing we're going to show you, by the way, keep notebook paper and stuff. Even if you're using your RoofR and you're doing all your measurements via like digital or EagleView or whatever, keep notebook paper because there are a lot of houses that have tree coverage and you can't get satellite imaging. So make sure you keep notebook paper. I also keep hand sanitizer here. Like I said, I'm very clean. I don't like dirty. All right, let me get in the core testing bag here. I also, by the way, I keep, this thing's awesome. This is in case my battery dies in my truck. I can jolt it back to life right there. This is a battery powered cables basically for bringing my car back to life in case the battery dies. Bug spray. So I keep a level also in here. So I've got a big level. I've got an umbrella. And where's that other tool? I wanted to show you my big stick. Wherever that one went, it's stuck in here somewhere. I saw it a second ago. But I've got like a big prod too, like it's on like a broom handle for prodding roofs, just to make sure that we don't have any leaks. Now let's get into the bag. This is my trusty little backpack here for core testing. You can see here, I also have some wood putty. But in this bag, as I open it up, I'll put you guys on the ground here. As I open our bag here, my core testing kit, I have a little broom. You need that to brush away granules off the roof when you're doing your core test. Gloves, because your hands are going to get really dirty if you're using bowl, hammer, screwdriver. You see all the bowl on the end of this? This is because I'm opening bowl cock tubes with this. Here's my core tester. I like this better than the circle ones. The circle ones are kind of suck. This one gives you a nice cut. All you do is take a rubber mallet like this, put this into the roof, bang, bang, bang. That's how you open the roof up. The circle core testers where you screw around, maybe it's a little easier, but this one is gonna give you a lot nicer of like a core sample when you do this. And you need to go all the way down. Sometimes those circular core testers can't get to the bottom of the roof because they're not deep enough. You need to go all the way down to the deck. Bowl trowel used, bowl on the rag, caulk gun, right? So you need your caulk gun for your bowl in a tube for when you're doing your core test. I have a little baby level here too. Always have levels. But that's basically what I keep in my little backpack here, just my core testing stuff. So I highly recommend keeping one of these little backpacks. But that's how I load my truck up, so you know what estimating tools you need. I'll put all this stuff back on my own time. But thanks for watching. Thanks for watching this quick little video here. This is actually a sample module for my class, for if you're franchising with Perkins Roofing. So I have a part of my franchise package is I have these classes. There's going to be visual modules, but there's also, besides the video modules, there is, and you're going to learn everything in the video modules, from like how to do estimates, how to use all my programs and software, all my custom systems and contracts that I've developed. You're going to get all that stuff. Again, I'm recording this during the hurricane, but you're going to get all that stuff as part of the class. This is a sample of what you're going to be getting if you franchise with me. For everybody else, if you have any roofing issues, if you're getting hurricaned right now like I am here at my house, you can call us in Miami-Dade, the Keys, and Broward at 305 MIA Roof. For Palm Beach, Martin, St. Lucie County, it's 561-559 Roof. For Perkins Construction, you can call either company and get us to do impact windows, concrete restoration, all the works. For the franchising, you can reach out to us at either of those numbers or the franchise line, or email at franchise@perkinsroofing.net. And again, this is just a sample video for you. You can see what I put in the truck, how I keep my stuff. This is part 2 of a module, so the module is actually much longer. Most of my modules are about 45 minutes or so. It's like a class. It's like taking a university class. Roofing University is basically my franchise thing. And that's a part of the franchise Like, you're paying the franchise fee, right? But most of that is going to legal, and most of that is going for the educational content that you're going to receive. Not to mention, I spent God knows how much money on lawyers for all these contracts and all this stuff that you're going to get. And I have developed all these systems out of my own brain. So a lot of this stuff has come from here, and it will help you run your business a lot more smoothly than if you're trying to do all this stuff on your own. So if you're interested in franchising and making sure that you can bank a very healthy profit margin and know what you're doing and learn how to roof like the best, then reach out to me for your own Perkins Roofing franchise. Again, watch the territories video if you're interested in a Florida territory. You can hit me up specifically about one of those territories. If you're out of state, then hit me up about that. Perkins Roofing is also hiring. So if you're interested in working for me here in Palm Beach or down south in Miami, we're hiring project managers at both territories right now. So if you're interested, call us. Same numbers if you're interested in a job at Perkins Roofing, and you can learn some of this stuff and get paid at the same time. So thanks for watching. Kiddos are outside in the middle of this hurricane here. And if you have any questions, reach out. Thank you again for watching. Tim Kanak, Perkins Roofing. Peace out.